Evening all, Chief Pepper here. So, watching the episode 2 of season 2 of The Last of Us, it shows Abby and the four companions. Uh, they're sleeping on a hard floor. How many of you can sleep on a hard floor and or the ground? All right. Most of us are soft and that doesn't work too good. Trust me, from 10 months of sleeping on a 4x8 sheet of plywood that I made into a makeshift bed, even with two Haji pads that are dirty, uh, I created a habit where I tend to roll a lot at night because over there on that plywood and those, even with two pads, it would make my hips and shoulder hurt. So when they would start hurting, I would just roll. If you're on the ground, it's not rocky. Then you can collect some debris, leaves, and stuff. Then maybe it won't be so bad. You know, I've said before, you need outdoor gear. You need gear so that you can exist in the temperatures where you live at and not freeze to death in the winter and not cook in the summer. All right. There are animals in every part of the country, and it's different in different parts. Like here in Texas, the two animals that typically carry rabies the most are bats and skunks. And coyotes, if you see a coyote out during the day and it's acting weird, it's probably got rabies. All right. Basically, learn the nocturnal animals in your area and learn the daytime animals. If you see a nocturnal animal, something that is normally out at night, and it's out during the day and it is not afraid of you, something is wrong with it. All right. In Texas, we have armadillos. Well, you need to stay the fuck away from them because they typically carry leprosy. All right. Uh, those are just some of the things off the top of my head. We got scorpions, we got bees, we got wasps, we got spiders, we got snakes. You know, it's unique to Texas, and there are different parts of Texas with different snakes. All right. Copperheads, water moccasins, rattlesnakes, coral snakes. Coral snakes are typically close to the coastline. I shot one in my backyard. I'm 109 miles off the coast, but I'm close to a lake, so that should tell you something. All right. Water moccasins are typically around water. Copperheads have areas and regions in Texas. I don't know what it is. I just know if you smell cucumbers in the woods, you need to be very, very careful how fast you move. You kind of look around where you're at because you're probably too close to a copperhead. All right. Rattlesnakes, if you're lucky, they rattle. If you're not, you're unlucky. Cottonmouths are aggressive. They will chase you. They will come up a fishing line. They will drop into a boat from a tree. All right. All snakes have more teeth and fangs than just the ones that puncture you and inject poison. And you fight the poison and you fight the infection from the bite. All right. Scorpions can sting you over and over and over. Wasps can sting you over and over and over. Bees can typically only sting you once, but what they do is they leave the stinger in you that's pulsating, pumping you full of their I hate you juice. The only way to stop it is to pull it out. Most of the time you wind up emptying that little sac that's pulsating. Spiders, brown recluses, black widows. I guess there's a brown widow now. All very bad. Alligators in Texas, actually, if you didn't know. So just think about it. You know, if we lose power, being in your house will be good and bad, right? If you're packing a get home bag or a bug out bag, make sure you got a tarp. And then probably a recommendation I'm going to make that I just kind of thought of tonight is go to the Home Depot or Lowe's and buy 48-inch tall screening material and get a 25-foot roll of it. It may not keep out some of the bugs, but it will keep out some of them. And there's different size squares on the screening material, so pay attention to that. You want to get the one that is more closely knit. I like the smaller the square, the smaller the insects it will keep out. You say, why would I want to do that? If you've ever been in the woods, bugs are horrendous. If you're bugging out or you're fucking trying to get home and you have to stop, maybe you figure out a way prior to that, so that when you set up a lean-to where you can do the same thing with screening material, so that you can get in an area, stay dry, and keep most of the bugs off your ass. All right, remember the thing where I talked about where you do an entrance like this, so that the opening, you can go in between the two, right? And then kind of clothespin it or attach metal and put magnets on it, and then you can close it off mostly. And then that will help keep the insects out of where you're at. Alright? So I would recommend at least a 10 by 8 or 8 by 12 tarp, so that you have enough room for you and your gear, and learn to disguise it. Start watching bushcrafting channels, alright? Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot, share the love. G Prepper, out.